Hello people, this is Ryder here with a review of the Kamen Rider Geats and Geats Extra Kamen Rider PunkJack Kamen Rider Core ID Set 02. So it took them forever to do a second set. So, because I think the first set was in March, and then this set was in September. But obviously, I got it relatively a month later because I end up getting the Chinese release. But anyways, this is the second Core ID set, which is basically kind of the same. So here we have the front of the box, to which it comprises of, I think, the core arrangement selection of core IDs. So we have the core ID for Huckabee, the cracked version of Nudge Sparrow, and then we have 3 face characters because these 3 do not have Ryder forms. So here we have the core ID for Togechi. This is Buffa's friend, I don't know his name. And then we have Ben and John with their respective core IDs. Garun and Lancer? It might have been switched, but I'm pretty sure it's just Garun and Lancer. The contents and the QR code for the PDF file on the bottom. Again, this because of the majority, or basically because of these 4, this is the Desire Royale end card. And then the back, also because of this, but the back has the other random ones besides Letter. Finally, we have Groovy, and I had to acknowledge the PunkJack special because of the inclusion of Bucci. And then we have 2 GM riders for some reason. I think this one's Chuta. I think this one's Geezy or something. I don't know. I prefer this back, honestly, than rather what they did with set 1. I like that it's just a parallel, where it's like consistent. I did not like the back of the last one. So here we struggle with framing all 10 core IDs and such, to which obviously was a wasted effort because we're just going to move them to the side and just go on one by one. So here's our first core ID of the set, Hakubi, who is Sara, Keiwa's sister. And I really like it overall. I really do like the design they have for Hakubi. And her color palette is also really neat. I really like this shade of white. It's a gray-white color, and it's sadly scratched. And the black they chose is actually also pretty neat. It's still a black that, you know, it's a really nice black that isn't, like, as transparent, but can still, like, shine through and such. Next up, obviously, I don't like these at all, but here we have cracked, or the Nudge Sparrow Core ID cracked version. I think this is completely unnecessary, especially because this did not devolve into anything in the show, so it's so utterly pointless. And a comparison between the one from the the Super Television issue, to which, I guess it's nice to, like, have one that's, like, I guess, a smooth surface, but honestly, looking at this now, it looks off. Like, it's probably just because of where they placed the cracks, but, like, I don't know, like, now it looks disproportionate, but generally, this one I'm more gonna say is just not worth it. Here we have the most interesting core ID, or this is one of the few interesting ones. We have Togechi, to which I think he's supposed to be a hedgehog and such, but like he's interesting because they basically inverted his color scheme because as opposed to like he still does have two colors, but the thing is that he doesn't have an outer color. His mask design is the color, so he does have white, but um he doesn't have an outer color, which is interesting. And it's also really neat to have a um blue light like a light blue core ID and such. Again, it's really interesting. Do we make this off? I don't know. Here we have Garan, to which this one's also pretty cool. It's a really nice shade of white, and I like how basic it is. You know, like the standard like black outline they have done. As you can see, Garan is a tiger. I don't know what kind of tiger. I think they want to go for a white tiger. But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary, but you know, pretty cool. And here we have Lancer. Again, I feel like I've gotten the names for these two switched, but as you can see from here, Lancer from eye, you might think is the same shade of black as Hakubi, but as you can tell, in person or on camera they look similar. But the only thing that's actually going to make them different is how they shine from the light and such. Because, like I said before, Hakubi actually does shine. Lancer is a bit more denser, I guess, to describe it, of black. And I don't know what kind of cat Lancer is supposed to be, but obviously these two are just cats because of Neon. Who's next? This game. Here we have Best Ryder Groovy. I really like Groovy's quality. This is a really nice translucent brown. I feel like the white is a bit too much, honestly. It kind of hurts this outline of the dog, but like honestly, just Groovy's groovy. Here she is after being absent, all because of Revi. Here is Letter. Letter, I appreciate being like a lighter, like her shade of white is creamier, or is like it's a bit more creamy to just say so. Again, the light is not doing justice, but it is darker. And then here we have Mary to compare. So they just changed up this bit. Again, there's no point of me comparing Hakubi to these because like it's severely different. And then here we have Buchi, to which again is I want to say this one's more akin to Geats' core ID and such, because again you can just tell the sheer differences of like opacity between the three, which is really impressive. But yeah, honestly, I prefer Buchi more than Groovy design wise here. I think it just works, especially because he's supposed to be a poodle. Then now we have the two Game Master Riders, or the GM Riders. So here we have Chuta. I think these two are supposed to be rodents. So I think he's supposed to be a mouse, but I'm like, oh, wait, are these ears? I thought these were horns, because I'm like, what kind of mouse has 4 horns? But I can see the ears. It's also, again, they follow the same color scheme as Togechi. So these are completely solid and are just one color. So this one's gray, which is interesting. And then here we have Yeezy. He's a beaver. And I guess he's interesting too, mask-wise, or these two are interesting mask-wise because they have teeth. So it's like, if we actually did get to see the helmets, where would their teeth have been? Would they have been covering the mouth, like the jaw portion? Because then it would have been cool just to have, like, you know, basically see, like, because Vices, again, cover the sides of the mouth, or the jaw. So do these ones cover the front of the jaw? As you can see, this one's just white, and this one's brown. Basically, you just take Groovy and make it... Oh, I mean, Groovy's technically more orange. But... Anyways, let's just use all of these in the desired driver and change out the battery. So the first part was already 11 minutes, so everyone only gets one form. So if you want to see all the forms each of these riders have, watch the demo. So, Huckabee she will get the entry. And obviously half of these riders we can just brush over. But Huckabee, her main raised buckle is Armed Call. So there. Obviously we're skipping finishers too because even though I did the finisher for her because I thought she was I assumed she did a finisher with this, but I could be wrong. Okay, here we gotta get the stupidity. So like, what are you supposed to do with this? Like, yeah, you can be ignorant and be like, well, you can use the geometry buckle. It's like, but it wasn't done in the show, so like, what's the sole purpose of this thing existing? So stupid. What's even worse is this guy. We never even seen this guy transform. I had to quickly look at the footage to see why exactly Zombie was the buckle he had. To which, basically, what we have to do is that he already had this opened. Like, I wouldn't even give him Zombie. This doesn't even look good on him. So, basically what happened to him is just... that. That's how he died. I was not expecting the core ID to go out like that. But these two are going to be the two that are actually exciting. As I rearrange this. So again, these two did have fire forms, but I'm only going to do the one for... I'm going to do their only significant one. Again, I feel like I think this time around, I think the majority of these assigned buckles I don't really agree with. This one I think is at least unique. I'm not getting I'm not getting the premium DX version. I'm not gonna bother with that with all the power-ups. It's just not worth it. groovy, we have to do the same thing that we did with Togechi. But I don't know, cause like because the only sound he gets, cause this is his only sound, and that's the core ID being destroyed. Letter we can actually transform with, because we actually saw her transform. And then she got... Whoops. Yeah, in Pucci, we never saw actually transform. Again, what happened to him when we saw him was that. That. And then he was going to die, but he surprisingly was actually alive. And now it becomes between these two. Because these two don't make sense. So as you can see from here, obviously because the core ID isn't transparent, you can just see the outer like light ring and such. But obviously these two are not autonomous because they obviously get hacked. Oh no. So like obviously like it doesn't make sense that these two use the belt because we never see them use the belt. So I think what he uses when he gets stuck with drill. Apparently each of these two have 3 forms. So then you pull this out and then you put this in, but make sure it doesn't, yeah, there. That's technically how you do it. That's how you have to replicate this. And then, again, take arrow. Yep, so there is that. And there. So there's, obviously we had Chuta, armed drill, and now Geezy, armed arrow. So I think this set is fine, overall. Though I definitely will agree this set does feel a bit more filler. But I don't mind it. Again, the only opposing offender of this set is the cracked Nudge Sparrow. Because for some reason they felt compelled that they still needed to put out cracked core IDs. And it's sad they're still doing this for set 3. But I kind of don't want to get set 3 because I don't want to have a sound core ID. So if I can get that set without getting the sound core ID, or if I can just not have the sound core ID, then I think I should be set. But I think again my only big gripe with this set, but it's also kind of the same complaint from the first set, I kind of wish there was more variety of color. I like, even though it's kind of hypocritical that like I said that they do a good job at least making the different shades of whites and blacks different. But like everything here is either very light or dark. And it's just again Togechi is just our outlier for the set. And I just would have liked if we would have gotten some more creative colors out of the core IDs. Like we have some they have some like we have stellar designs and such. But man, I would have liked more color. Like I'm again, this set is at least better than set 1 because it's at least majority of it's new stuff. While, set 1, we got stuck with, was it 3 cracked core IDs? And then 5? Well, it was a set of 9. I'm trying to remember what set 1 was. Because basically it was, I mean, like, you have to duplicate 2 of them. And then, like, they had to throw in Buffa because for some reason, they feel the need to throw in a main character into these sets. Like, obviously, Dapon and then, like, Mary. And then you had Revi. Oh, yeah, and Kiro. But I don't know. It's just like, I feel like that's kind of weirdly the weakest thing about the Core ID sets. They can't find a way to make these things feel uh like I don't know. It's like I don't know why they always stick with one color for these sets. Basically, if you want the more colorful core IDs, then that's like all that's basically outside of the sets, which is unfortunate. But I mean, it is what it is. There's not really too much. It's just a really weird gripe, but again, I'm just glad this set's better, in my opinion. I think the set's more versatile than set 1. Like, at least we finally got Mary. I just wish it didn't take them so long to release these sets because, like, a set 3 could have happened earlier, but no, they were too giddy about milking people. Talking about Geats now is going to be difficult because of all the stuff they're still putting out. I think this set should be cheap. I think this set should be like $35. This set for sure is going to get an upcharge because of the, I'm going to use Togechi, because of the one additional core ID. So it should be like $35 at best. I don't think these are, I can't believe I have to say like get this at 40 at max. I got the Chinese release off of Collectibles because I think I just forgot that the majority of these were Chinese releases, so I was kind of making false accusations, which I still feel bad for. But it's a core ID set, so like obviously if any of these riders are your favorite characters or your favorite designs or riders, it's not too bad. So that would have to do with this review. This rider now I'll leave people buy.